and welcome back to The Whole Bucket and Let's Make Junk Journals. I'm Cheryl and it's time to get back to this. It's been a little while since I've worked on it because I film a few episodes at a time. So I am quite happy to be back to this because it is more time doing the fun stuff. The fun stuff is the fillings. Let's take a look at which journal we're going to work on. The butterfly one. I want to take a quick look here and see how well the butterfly is staying glued to the cover. It feels really firm. And I don't see anything popping up. All right, that's good. Very nice. Okay, so just to get a feel for what this one has going on. So it's sort of somewhat grungy, somewhat mysterious, somewhat fancy. Garden. Okay. Why not? All of that can be done. And I think we should make like some cards and some tags and some pockets and some stuff. It looks like last time I was here, or a time I was here with this journal, I took these two master boards and glued them to tea-dyed paper. So I think the first thing we're going to do with that in mind is pull out a paper trimmer, and I'm actually going to do it blind cutting style, but first I'm going to trim away the excess tea-dyed paper. Then we're going to flip this thing. Uh-oh, will it fit? It won't fit. I'm going to have to get a different cutter. Hang on, guys. Let me grab this one. I have a lot of stuff on my desk, so it's not really going to fit very well. There we go. Let me back you out a little bit so you can see what's going on here. This whole trimmer just isn't going to fit in my viewfinder, is it? So, here's one ready to go. Get this one ready to go. And then we're going to turn these upside down and not peek. Ooh. I know a couple of things I want. I think I would like a 5x7 because that either makes 4 ATC cards or 1 uncut ATC card set. I definitely want a large tag, so that would be about 3 by 5.5 or 3.5 by 6, something like that. Just a speck right there. I don't think that was important, but I did it anyway. So, blind cutting is this. You take the piece of paper you want to cut, or in this case, the board you want to cut, and you flip it over, and you just cut without looking, so you don't over fuss. I'm going to go ahead and do that 3.5 by 6 card idea. Excuse me. Ribbon. Let's do this one. 3.5 by 6. Here's a very large tag. And now what do we have? We have 3.5 by 3.5 square. So 1 3/4 high by 3.5 wide might be interesting for pockets. or tucks, and I don't remember. Okay, that's funny. I don't remember which way this one goes, so I'm going to cut it, and I don't know if I'll have vertical pieces or horizontal pieces. We shall see. Then this one is also 3.5. Okay, so this was 7. Let's do another large tag. Okay, two large tags for this journal. And then this is the side, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this at 1 3/4 also. So I'll have 2 more rectangular pieces. And I may have 4 horizontal or 4 vertical or 2 of each. Who knows? This piece next, and I'm not going to do the same thing here. What I want to do first is maybe a belly band. So, no, you know what I'll cut off first? I'll cut off, I'm just going by this edge, right? The edge of the tea-dyed paper. So I'm going to go 2.5. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to get a 5x7 unless I do it right now. Let's do a 5x7. So the rest of this can be a wide belly band. We'll get 7 inches off the length of this. And then we'll see what we have left. Okay, there's my 5x7 for ATCs or 1 ATC set. There's 1 set of the 2, 1 set of the 2. What is this now? This is 2.5 by 5. I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to cut this down. If I cut it down to 4 inches, would that be kind of a... I'm going to cut it down to 3.5. Oh, you know what? That's an ATC card. Let's just cut it at 4. Then we'll have a little bit more of a tag shape anyway. And I don't know what this little piece will be for. We'll figure that out when we get there. And then let's see what the belly band size is. Belly band is 2 inches wide, or just under 2 inches, it looks like. Yep, that's not a very straight edge, is it? Yikes, man. Let's straighten up this edge. There we go. Get rid of that. Try not to get rid of scraps, but goodness, that was tiny. Okay, so just under 2 inches, looks like 1 7/8. 1 7/8 it is. And then how long should I make my belly band? I think I'll do it at 7.5. Looks like. No, wait a minute. What if I did 7 1/4? That makes a fun little rectangle piece left over. I don't know what that'll be either, but we'll find out in a minute or so. Okay, let's take a look at what we got. First of all, this is the 5x7 for making ATC cards. Here is our first large tag. Here is our second large tag. Here's our first set of mystery, possibly pocket tuck spot pieces. Oh, look at that. Chopped it right in half like that. That could definitely be a tuck spot, and so could that. And then the other 2, I bet, are horizontal, because I followed a different line on the shading. Definitely. Definitely. So 2 horizontal pockets, 2 vertical pockets or tuck spots. then we have what? A smaller tag? Oh, looks like this goes this way though. So something more along the line of a card or a postcard or something. Then we have a little scrap piece that I'm not sure what that'll be. Then we have our belly band. Looks like the belly band possibly goes this way? Or this way? I don't know exactly. And a little squarish, rectangle-ish piece left over. Looks good. Love all these pieces. These are all just lovely. Let me push some things to the side further. I have a bunch of bits and pieces out that can be used for this book or others, I suppose, but this one, I'm hoping that I have stuff that this book can use. And I have the supplies specifically for this book right here. That we saw this already, and I moved it to the side. Blah, 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 blah. So let's get busy. First thing we can do is maybe some stenciling. Let's do some stenciling on a few of these pieces. So nothing fancy stenciling, right? I'm just going to add some of the Victorian Velvet color. So that whatever we create today blends with all the other stuff in the book. So actually, wait. Oh, I should have done this before I cut it up. Silly girl. What was I thinking? Because look, I'm just going to squish it all right back together. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to squish it all back together and go like this. And stencil in some of the spots. Oh goodness, open, says me. What does it mean when you're getting too weak to open a stupid Ziploc bag? I've been that way for quite a while now, but it's really just bugging the bejeebers out of me. Okay, ready? Just like this. I think I'll just follow I didn't do it off the bat. I went to some of the darker spaces, but I think I'll just follow some of the lighter spaces. That's really where you're going to see anyway, right? All right. What else have we got? How about right here? And right here is a really light spot. Looks like right here. Right here. And let's move it and turn it and go like this. I'll go right here. Whoops, whoops, whoops. About right here. Okay, that's enough. That's all I want to do. So now we got some of the Victorian Velvet going on. The next thing I think I'll do is chop the corners to make these into tags. I don't know how they ended up such terribly different widths, but they sure did. Okay. Alright, there's the big tags have been tagged. I'm not sure what this will end up being. I think I want to round all the corners. Let me take a look at what we did in the journal as far as prepping the pages goes. Oh, look at that. Yep, we rounded the corners and we used the biggest rounder. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and copy that into Tag Design, or into every insert design really. So tags on the bottom. Definitely this I'm thinking it's a mini postcard, because that's the only thing my brain keeps thinking when I look at it. It's a mini postcard. I think I will round the corners on the belly band. I don't do that very often because I usually extend a decor past the edges on a belly band. I don't know what these two pieces are, so I won't do the rounding yet, just in case. These two pockets will be rounded on the bottoms only, because I don't like pockets that are rounded on the top, because I'm picky and weird. Now, this, I think I want the entrance to the tuck spot to be here. You know what? If it's a tuck spot, I think I'm okay with all four corners being rounded. But I'm going to try something. I'm going to try just the top outside and the bottom inside. So now this will get glued onto the page on this edge, right? And then this would be the tuck area. So it would look like that. Oh, I kind of like that. I'm going to do the same thing here, only the opposites. So this would be the entrance side of the tuck. So the top of the entrance side and the bottom of the glued side. All right, good enough. Now, as far as the ATCs, something, you know what, I just don't know. I'm just going to round the four corners, and then if this ends up getting cut apart, fine, then I'll go ahead and round the rest of the corners. But for right now, just that. Just that's fine. And I can't remember what secondary colors go with this book, so I need to look at the other book quick. I'm off camera. Let me pull it on camera. So I couldn't remember what secondary color I used with the Victorian Velvet, and now I see that it had to be the smoke and black, because this one is done in walnut stain. So this is the one that's being accented with the browns. Yep, the brown colors. This one is being done with pinks, grays, and blacks. So I'm going to pull out the Hickory Smoke oxide, and is this an oxide too? Yeah. Black soot oxide. And, oh my. Oh, here it is. Let's pull out the VersaFine Clair in black. Nocturne. And let's do some edging on these things. I think I'm going to do, okay, I think I'm on the pockets or in the tuck spots that we just did. I think I'm just going to do a fairly hard edge. This is not exciting must-watch TV. I apologize. But I do show all the different steps. Come what may. Right? Oh, goodness. Okay, and then the pockets, which are only curved on the bottom, I think I'll do the same way with a harder, oops, let's glue this piece that's trying to escape. Let's glue that down. We have an escapee, my goodness. No, not allowed. Not. There we go. Okay. One of my very favorite artists trimmed the top of her pockets, corner rounded the top of her pockets the other day. I was just screaming at her screen, no, don't do it. Of course, her art turned out just beautiful. Truth of the matter is, just do what appeals to you, because it turns out fabulous if you are true to your own art. I can't handle the tops of pockets being curved, but I mean, what happened watching her channel proves that it works just fine, and that's all in my head. Maybe someday I will venture out of my comfort zone as far as rounded corners go. But I have a lot of art hang-ups, as do a lot of artists, as I'm watching many other people do the same kind of thought processes that I do. They may come to different conclusions, like maybe somebody thinks all corners need to be rounded. Maybe somebody thinks no corners ever need to be rounded. I am very specific about which corners can be rounded and where they should be. And it's too funny, but in the end it all works. It all works. You just gotta play around with it and figure out how to make it work. That's the key. So if you're sitting there watching me thinking, I just shouldn't do things the way I'm doing, it doesn't mean that I'm right or wrong, or that you're right or wrong. It means you have some strong ideas and you should go play with those ideas, because obviously your brain needs to create too. Just try stuff. Just play with all the different ideas. See what you like best, and then go with that. And then just build off of it. Okay, we are almost done with edging. Oh, I got such an itchy nose today. Ugh. It feels like I'm inhaling cat fur, but that's probably just because I have cats, and I always blame them, right? But the pollen level is super high right now. My eyes are burning, my nose is itching. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous, I tell ya. How about where you are? Tell me where you are. Is it also a ridiculously high pollen season? Wherever you are. Also, I keep getting warnings that our air is not good because Canada is on fire. For all of you Canadians, I'm very sorry that you are on fire. I wish you weren't. I also wish you'd stop sending the smoke to our house. Because I can't breathe properly. Okay, so for this one, I think I'm going to do something a little different for this one. In that, I'm going to do, if I can remember, oh gosh darn it, I was going to say if I can remember where I put my brushes. They're literally right there in front of me, like just off screen. Right there. Goofy, goofy. If I would stop rearranging my studio, I would always know where my things are. But I rearrange my things all the time. All right, we're going to do some vignetting on this card. Not that much and not that strongly. But we're going to go around with the lightest color first. Okay, just like that. Then we'll use the medium color. Black Soot is next. We're going to cover up some of, but not all of, the hickory smoke. A little more right there. Okay, that's that. And now we're going to go with, get a smaller brush. Let's get this one. And do the hard edge, black, Nocturne. And go in just even less than the other ones. More than like the hard edging on these ones, right? So I am using the brush to go into the paper a little farther, but not much. It does give a softer edge though. So this will be a little softer and a little wider than the black if I do it straight from the ink pad. The next thing we have to do to get things really ready is just to measure out this card and mark it. And I'm only going to do it in pencil and do it fairly lightly. It doesn't matter if you can see it a bit. So I just want to line this up. And I will do this at 10.5 because I'm starting at 8 and I'm going 2.5 inches over, and that'll mark the vertical center. The other way is also going to be at 10.5 because I'm starting at 7 plus 3.5 to mark the horizontal center. There we go. I'm looking at my screen and you can barely see it on screen. I can see it a little better in person than you can on screen, but that's all you want. So now this is the size of an ATC. An ATC would have softly rounded corners instead of this rather heavy rounded, right? It would have been the smallest of the three I have. The three sizes I have. Goodness sakes, excuse me. I can't be tired yet. Unacceptable. Forgive me, I needed a beverage. Okay. In any case, now it's marked. If I end up wanting to cut it into individual cards, I certainly can. I have the place to do so. While I'm decorating it, this will help me decide placement of things So now we have all of our cards, our tags, bits and pieces. We have some pockets. We have a belly band. I'm probably, here, wait a second. I got a pile of stuff up here we don't need right now. Or, in fact, some of it we don't need at all. But I'm going to move this to the side so we can put the inks up at the head of the desk. And out of our way, but still have them. This is just smart right here. There we go. Okay. There we go. That's better. Now, let's see what kind of toys we have to play with. We have some papers and a butterfly. I don't remember which journal this key was for, but I made this, I cut out this key and then I embossed it and then I broke it. If it's for this journal, then we'll figure out a place to glue it in. Okay. In case you're wondering why I keep doing this, I've done this a few times in this video and in the other video. It's just to get this book cover to stretch out, because when I make journals, I want them to be able to lay down really nice and flat. For writing and gluing purposes. Oh, look how pretty. This one's probably gonna turn out pretty nice, I hope. Well, I always hope it turns out nice, but so far it's going okay. Okay, so we have this stuff. We have the ribbon that will eventually be for the closure, but pieces of it can be used inside as well. We have a dragonfly and some extra wings. We have the stamp and stencil that are for this book. This is the stamp, and you saw the stencil earlier. And then we have this package full of stuff. None of this is particularly fancy, right? This is all just leftover bits and a few things I pulled, but we can use all this because it's coordinated with this journal. And then I have this little box. It has nail art. These are bubbles, leaves. I don't have the rest of my nail art supplies out, but we could always get them. Hold on, I gotta clean up. I gotta clean up on aisle kitty. Let's put her water on a different place, in a different spot on my desk. Okay, there we go. So I also have this tray. So it has critters and flowers and a whole tray of only butterflies and architectural bits, or, you know, tools and stuff. There's human being bits, suitcases, you can see, books, lanterns, lamps, bottles. What else do I see? Oh, a birdhouse. I mean, people's stuff. Here's architectural things. Windows, doors. Looks like a tower. Ooh, I like towers. Foliage is the next one. Mushrooms, trees, leaves, etc. What's this one? Letters, envelopes, stamps. Okay, so this is sort of the ephemera. Alright, so I have this. We can use this whole thing. Ouchies. Stuck. I will let you know right off the bat that if you take up doing this kind of stuff, do not pull out this much supplies. So I also have my snippet book. I have a snippet basket. I have pieces of heat embossed tissue paper. I have, oh, this goes in the snippet box. I have heat embossed papers here that I cut out. That actually goes with that. I have these wax seals. And I have metal bits and more wax seals and sentiments and more stuff right in front of me. Why do I say, do what I say, not what I do? So the reason I say don't take out nearly this much stuff is because this much stuff out is sincerely, seriously overwhelming. To me, this is overwhelming. I've overdone it. I am really, really poor at making decisions. So here we are. We have all of this stuff at our fingertips, and it will, instead of helping me get things done faster, it will make me flounder. And that is a sentiment echoed by an awful lot of artists. So I think it's fairly sound advice, although I 100% admit that we are not all the same, and maybe taking out 100 different things works great for you. I am not a person that works great for, and I do it anyway. It's just ridiculous behavior. It's just, I don't understand me sometimes. Okay, mini postcard, belly band, some pocketses, some tuck spots. I think I'm going to do this with the tuck spots so I remember which side of the pages they go on. Like that. And I think I will leave the ATC card, or the uncut ATCs and the 2 giant tags to be done separately. But I'll let these little ones start the mood for us. So we have this. Does this go on here very well? I think that would go on there pretty nicely if it was trimmed down. But if I cut it exactly straight with the card, with the belly band, what's getting cut out? Actually, it's still pretty good, don't you think? What I do want to do before that, though, is to cut the white part even closer than it already is. I realize that some of this is going to get cut off with the plan that I just said, and I'm okay with that. But I want the part that I have left when I'm done to be trimmed closer to the stuff for 2 reasons. One, I want to leave more for other things should we decide it needs, you know, some further adjustment of the feeling of the belly band and the focus of the belly band. But also, I want to be able to show more of the background. I don't want to be taking it up with just a lot of superfluous white space. One thing I think I can do pretty safely is chop that butterfly off altogether. And it's not that I don't like that butterfly, but that's a lot of white space between him and the flowers. So if I get this part done and I think, oh, he needs to be back in the mix, I can just cut him out separately and re-add him to the story. So let's set the adorableness of that tiny butterfly right over there. Throw those scraps away. And we will distress these edges. And we will do it with the Victorian Velvet. If you ever want to know how to get into tight corners like this because you have one of these or a big fat brush, just curl your thing. curl your paper so that that part sticks up. Just the only thing that will hurt your paper is if you crease it. So don't fold it. Just make sure that you're bending it, but not folding it. And you will be fine. Even if it ends up with a really curly piece of paper, once you get it glued down, it's going to be just peachy keen. Jelly bean. Kind of wish I'd stop saying that. I say jelly bean a lot. You know what I really miss in the jelly bean world? Lime jelly beans. I remember when I was young, when everything was lime and then they changed all the lime stuff to green apple. It wasn't an immediate process, but green apple just took off like wildfire, and then all of a sudden everything was green apple instead of lime, and I really miss lime. Lime jelly beans were delicious. All right, so now we have that. And this is sort of the same feeling, you know, because it's very light pastel and fluffy dragonfly, and it kind of matches the stuff going on in here. So I could put this on maybe this card, on the little postcard. I don't think this dragonfly needs its extra wings. I'm just gonna put that there, and I don't even know why I started that. Let's see, this butterfly, like maybe we want to replace this little guy. Oh, I like that even better. I like this pushed over to the side. That will get rid of the orange butterfly, and I'll chop off a little bit of one of the purple flowers. Then do we want this butterfly up here? Or do we want this butterfly up here? I actually don't think we can tell until this is trimmed. So let's just try something different. Where could this go? Like, is this maybe sitting on the lamp? Like, I don't know why you have a butterfly sitting on your lamp, but I would say why not? I guess I would say why not have a butterfly on your lamp? And if it's nighttime, I don't think this one goes right with this stuff really. It goes with a lot of these colors over here, so I'll save it in case it goes somewhere else, but I don't think it's going with what we're doing right now. And I can't decide about these guys until this is glued down and trimmed. So let's go ahead and do that. Whee! Now is the time to think. I liked it pulled over to the side. Better than I liked it in the center. I think we can tip it quite a bit and still have it look good, to lose as little purple flower as possible and get rid of as much orange butterfly as possible. Okay, that's what I'm going with. Yipes! Sometimes I just get scared making the commitments, you know? Like, what if I did it wrong? What if I just wrecked it? What if it turns out super ugly? Might turn out super ugly. Ready? Let's trim this part. Trim this part. We trimmed the whole butterfly. Look at that. Oh, wait, that means we can use him elsewhere. I wouldn't mind using this whole piece somewhere else, right? That's pretty cute. Okay, ready? There we go. I wish my screen wasn't so glary. If anybody knows how to get rid of the glare, please say so. Teach me a thing, because, well, one of the things I know is that I need a new cutting board, a cutting mat, and I know that the black does kind of increase the glare. So I think when I can afford to get a new cutting mat, I will get one of the light blue or the gray ones. I think a gray one would be pretty great for this. So, just so you know, I am thinking ahead. All right, anyway, back to this. We have our bookmark right here. Let's put the black edge back on so it looks like, you know, it's a unified piece. Even though it's not done, it still is going to make a difference in how we perceive it. So put that edging bit back. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like this, but I don't want to glue it down yet because I feel like it needs something under it. And I think this is just, it doesn't matter that this is too big because we could certainly cut it again, right? But I don't know if I want to do that. So let's take a look though. It's got glue on it, so I can't push it down too far. I gotta be a little careful here. So if I did that to the edge, how would this look in there? That actually kind of works. I'm not thrilled with it, but I'm going to think about that. I would imagine as we keep going, things will start coming together and flowing easier and faster. That's the way it usually works for me. Now that we have this on here, though, let's decide. Do we need a great big butterfly up there? Or do we need to cut this little guy out and put him back in his own scene? I should be able to fussy cut this awfully quick. There's not much to him. You know, sometimes the tiny stuff is actually harder than the big stuff. Like right now, my eyes do not want to look at such a tiny butterfly. They're just not interested in playing this game. Okay. Okay, get rid of him. Get rid of him. So this butterfly was way above. I would like it to be on the dark side, but the dark side is too dark. You can't even see that poor little guy. What if we put him on the light side? No, that causes the balance of this piece to be all wonky. I don't like it. What if we put it mixed in his scene? Like, could we put him in there? Oh, I like that. That brings some of the background colors into the light picture. I'm going to do that because now I can add something lighter up here to balance the light and dark bits. That works just fine. Other options for this would have been to put the butterfly over here, but put something light behind him. Like if I had another daisy, which I'm sure I do, but I'm not going to go daisy hunting. This means I'm having some personal growth here. Oh, except I almost did it wrong. Because I would have hemmed and hawed for about an hour over that just not too long ago. All right, let's put that little butterfly right there. But I'm just letting you know, bunches of different ways to get the same kind of things done. What we want to do is make sure that we can join this super light, fluffy part with this darker, heavier part. The kind of vininess, they have sort of an ethereal quality to them. They definitely have a viney kind of flow to them. So they match in that way. Their attitudes are definitely light and fluffy and maybe something more along the lines of a tragic tale. So in order to get those to kind of jive together, you got to mix the bits up to cause some balance. And there's lots of ways to get that done. All right. Let's see what else we got. We got this butterfly over here. This butterfly needs some edging because it doesn't have a white border per se, but it does have a white core. And I do not like the way it outlines this butterfly. So let's outline him with Victorian Velvet instead. Hey, no leaping. I don't know, folks. I don't know if I want to keep him there. Let's see if we have any other bits and bobs we can put. Not buttons, not zebras, not country porch with lemonade flower pots. Okay, there's no lemonade, but doesn't it look like a country porch with lemonade? It does. Oh, there's a cool flower that could go with this book. I don't need a bow. Oh, that one goes on the country porch with lemonade too. Buttons, buttons. I do have a sewing journal coming up. Mushrooms, buttons, unfinished pieces. Oh, look at, he can go on the porch with the lemonade too. I better do a farm journal with country porch stuff. Because I got dogs and flowers and lemon. I need to find lemonade and then we're all set. I'm going to set that box aside. There really wasn't anything else in there that I like for this journal. Let's peek in here though. Maybe there's stuff in here. Ooh, daisies. Butterflies. Is that going too much of the samey same? Cat, dragonfly. I don't like any of this necessarily for this one. Anything on here? Wish is pretty good. One of my very favorite words. Well, there's something that would go in here, wouldn't it? This lily piece. Let's tear out one of the lily pieces. I think I'll take this one because it's pinkier and has less orange going on. Come on, come out of the book. It didn't want to come out. Okay, so we got a snippet, and a snippet can certainly just be put on a pocket or put on a belly band or a card. What if the snippet is the thing that goes with the dragonfly? I don't like it that way, that's for sure. I don't think that adds too much to that page. All right, well, hold on a second. Let's take a quick look more. Oh, you know what? Here. Oh, I got me an idea. How about a fern with a 6-cent stamp? Because remember I said this is like a mini postcard. So then, can we maybe increase the feel of the mini postcard? I ripped out part of my book. I didn't mean to do that. That's funny. Can we increase the bit about mini postcard? Or the feel of it by doing that? And then this. I think that's cool, but I think I might have, you know, done it in a way I don't like it again. I might like it just like this. I keep trying to move away from this and then I keep moving back to this. I'm not sure what's going on there, but you know, whatever. Yeah, yep, that, just like that. I like that. All right, one more quick look. Got anything else in here? Yes, this one. We're gonna steal this one right here. 2 reasons. It's viney and it's a different shape than everything else. So, all right, let's close the book. We're gonna close the book on this one. Okay. Yes, I know how ridiculous that was. I apologize. We might be able to just do that. Look, make a little card out of that, like a super layered kind of thing. If I decide I don't like one of these, I can take this piece and just cover the whole tuck spot. Look at that. Then it just makes it so that stuff is just a coordinated dark background for that piece. I like that a lot. I don't really care for roses, but I want this one to stay kind of the way it is. So what if I just add this flower sort of like that? Not liking this idea very much. I'm not liking that idea. That looks too contrived to me. I do not want the butterfly there. That looks ridiculous to me. What if we use this piece in here now? Well, the wing coming out of it is a little ridiculous, to be honest. What if we do this the other way around then? What if this goes here and this goes here and covers up the wing for the most part anyway? Is that any better? Not a ton. That is not a ton better. It is better, but it's not bunches better. So, not sure about that either. Maybe that goes right there. I think so. I think so. I like that better than the rose. It also creates some dimension and some lightness. Okay. Do we maybe want this butterfly on here? I do like that. Just not sure where I like it. What do you think? I so wish you could tell me what you think. You know, I've had live shows where I ask what the audience thinks. And they're like, more often than not, the audience is like, you should do what you want. Which is true, but I don't think they understand how my brain works. Because my brain doesn't want to function. Okay, so I like this, but I'm hesitant to glue it down because I want something else behind this piece. I'm wondering if I should just tear off a little of this maybe. Let's try it and find out. First, let's tear off an edge and then tear off a strip and then ink the white edge. And then ink the plain edge. So if you tear paper up, you will get less white. If you tear paper down, you will get more white. I'll show you what in the world that means in a minute, because I should have shown you right when I was doing it. But here's what I want to do. I want to test the less white side and the more white side under this piece. So if I put that right there and then put this over it, the less white side will show. Do I like that at all? Well, I'm not really sure. I don't know if I like that or not. Do I like it if I pull it? Oops, I've glued them together and I didn't want to. Do I like it better if I pull, wait, if I pull this down like this? Do I like it better so the shapes are a little bit more mirrored? See, the shape here and the shape here are a little bit more mirrored, but the butterfly and the flower go a little tiny bit over. Yes, I definitely like that more. And then I want to try the more white side. Of course, it's now the more pink side because I've turned it all pink. But if I turn this and then put this on top, then we get a bit of a different feel and definitely a different look. I can do the same thing, making the top piece extend past the under piece a little bit. Ooh, I can do it in 3 spaces if I do it this way. Oh, good grief, Charlie Brown. Okay, there we go. So then there we have that. Does that look any better? I don't know. I don't like it pushed back that far, that's for sure. Then you can tell it's a wing under there, and then it just looks ridiculous because it's all chopped off. So I'm going to want to pull this back out. Maybe scooch it up like that. Do I like that better, or do I like the less pink edge better? All right, there's that. I'm going to try it one more time the other way. And I'm going to make a decision, I promise. Okay, I like it the less pink way, but I want to add more pink right here because it looked like it was a mistake, and I want to tear this off because it looked too too mirrored. It had a hump in the exact same place, and I didn't care for the exact mirroring. Let's see if that's better. I'm going to put this right here, and then we would put this piece right here. And is that the end of this story? Yes, I like that. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and glue the background to this. I'm going to glue these two strips together and make them a single piece, because I have decided that this can be a tuck spot on a pocket. And don't we always love it when we can do that? Okay, it might be just me. I don't think that's just me. I think we all love when we can do that. Oh, I shouldn't go off camera, should I? That's just silliness right there. Filming stuff but not actually being in camera space is just, I'm not sure what that's all about, other than bad camera skills. Okay, there we go. Now, as soon as I get some of this extra glue off, I'm gonna glue it as if it were a pocket, just at this little top section, down this side, and I won't glue the bottom yet because I don't remember where that's going to get cut off exactly, but almost at butterfly. So I'll match this part up to the top and this part up to this side. And then we're going to chop off the butterfly's butt, apparently. I don't know if I meant to do that. I thought I meant to have the whole butterfly in the picture. But now that I have it together, it's not really how it turned out. It's okay. It's just fine. All right, let's chop this off. Follow that curve. Make sure there's nothing over here, which, I mean, there is a thing, but it's not even hair width. I don't see how I did on the top. Okay. We're going to re-ink because it makes it feel cohesive, and then we can tell if we really like this or not like this. Okay. There we have it, and then we'll glue that bottom bit so we have a tuck spot on a tuck spot. There we go. A little bit of glue, a little bit of extra glue even. There we go. I got some glue on here, that's why it's looking all foggy when it wasn't earlier. That's all right. There we go. All right, let's see what kind of time we're doing. Oh my gosh, we are way into our time. So I'm gonna stop the camera right here, and then we will pick up ephemera making next time. So far we have a belly band and a tuck spot and some ideas for cohesiveness. I'm going to look for some more things to be a little bit more specific. Now that I have a flow going, I'm going to be a little bit more specific about what might go on these ephemeras and other ephemeras. That's what I meant to say. All right, in any case, I will see you next time. We'll work on this stuff some more. this very same stuff and get much farther in the book, and then we will take a look at how it's gonna be used. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.